Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Dorenkamp with the Brownfield Ag Network, and we are celebrating Beef Month this May by visiting with Jacob Postin with Compeer Financial. Jacob, looking forward to our conversation, and let's start out by having you tell us more about what you do for Compeer.
Hey, Mark, I'm glad to be here this morning and celebrate Beef Month. So, like you said, my name is Jacob Postin. I work for Compeer Financial here in our Edwards, Illinois office, which is right outside of Peoria. I've been here with the company about 3 years now. I'm a loan officer, and we finance every sector of the ag industry. So, from the beef cattle business to dairy to the row crops and everything in between.
Well, let's dive into the beef industry and what specifically Compeer Financial does to support it.
Yeah, so at Compeer, like I said, we do finance the beef industry from start to finish, and we take a lot of pride in that. And we know it takes a lot of passion and dedication for farmers and ranchers to wake up every day, no matter what the season, no matter what the holiday, no matter how they're feeling, and take care of livestock. Um, and doing that, our farmers in the United States and in our territories are providing the consumer with the safest and highest quality source of protein in the world. And honestly, we're just happy to be a small part of that. Um, so we want to thank all the cattlemen for what they do uh, day to day for agriculture. And we try to do that. We try to support, and we do support our state and local beef associations. We support our county fairs through grants. We want to support that next generation who are going to feed the world. We sponsor cattle shows across our three-state territory. I know in my home state of Illinois here, we were a title sponsor of the Illinois Beef Expo this spring, and I know in our other states we were doing similar things as well.
Jake, what's happening right now in the beef industry, and what do you think producers should be thinking about?
Well, it's kind of a challenging time right now because corn prices are going up and beef prices are kind of going the opposite way recently here. So it's pretty challenging, and with that, we can think not too long ago, things might have been different. And when things are different, like maybe grain prices are lower and cattle prices are higher, producers need to be thinking about putting some hedges in place, and especially if they're feeding out large groups of cattle, um, putting those hedges in place when locking in cheaper feed when it's cheaper, and then when your cattle prices are higher, putting those hedges on and locking in a profit. We do have insurance specialists at our office that can help lock in and protect the bottom side for those producers feeding cattle. It's just like crop insurance. You can lock in your bottom line and protect that. So if cattle prices drop, it does help protect you. Staying ahead of things to lock in those profits.
Give us an idea of what those conversations are like right now with beef producers and Compeer Financial as you work together, as you pointed out, to protect against so much risk in the business right now.
Right. So it's pretty challenging, like I said, with grain prices going up. So there's a lot of uncertainty. A lot of people trying to find those alternative feeds and byproducts, but at the same time, it's tough because it seems like all commodities are going up. So I think a lot of people are happy to have cattle out on grass right now and at least have that going forward, and try to making plans going into fall to when their cattle are coming off grass and starting to utilize extra additives and feed sources for those cattle in the fall. So just trying to get ahead of that and think of different and maybe out of the box ways to compensate for those rising feed costs.
As you know, beef producers come in all shapes and sizes. As far as who Compeer Financial works with, what types of operations are we talking about?
Yeah, so like I said, we do from start to finish. You can have the small or large cow calf operation, the backgrounding and stalker operations, all the way to the feedlot. So we're happy to partner with every facet of the beef industry. We have producers that are in one facet of it or in all three, and we definitely are a proud partner with every one of those.
Tell me about this Groundbreaker program.
Yeah, so our Groundbreaker program is pretty special to us. We want to help support the next generation of those farmers coming back to the farm and that are going to be a part of feeding the world and our country. And the Groundbreaker program kind of primarily focuses on those guys and gals that are around their mid-30s and younger, that have maybe been farming for 10 years and less. We have workshops and things where those farmers can get together and speak with folks in their similar situations, because most farmers, honestly, on average, are in their 50s, 60s, 70s. So these young farmers, we can provide a place and community where they can come together and talk and brainstorm with others in their similar situation. And we also have loan programs for them as well. We work really closely with the Farm Service Agency. We are actually a preferred lender, and that makes a very seamless process. Personally, I'm working with a handful of folks who are buying their first farms, and without these programs, it will be almost impossible to do, because these programs allow almost very little to no down payment options. We're able to partner with FSA and do things like that to help young producers get started.
Jake, I've heard it many times that a great way to get your foot in the door, if your aspirations are to become a farmer, is to begin on the livestock side, whether it's beef or pork. And it sounds like Compeer can really help launch that farming career.
Yeah, so I think going back to a family farm, and maybe you've just done row crops in the past, your family farm, but if you can go back and diversify that operation, like you said, with beef or pork, or if you have some ground maybe unfit for row crops, adding that livestock in is a great way. It may be a little easier entry into, instead of maybe buying $10,000 an acre ground. It may be an easier entry into the farm by starting off and buying some livestock and being involved in that part of the industry.
To learn more about the Groundbreaker program and everything else that Compeer Financial can provide, where should people go?
They should go to our website, compeer.com. They can definitely search out anything and everything that we have to offer on Compeer. You can find our local offices on Compeer and figure out where your nearest office is if you don't know. And otherwise, go into your office, go in and talk to your local loan officer, and they can sit down and help you with whatever you might need.
Jake, happy Beef Month.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate for having me on.